Hey there, this is Karen McMillan coming at you with episode 1 of my brand new vlog, which doesn't have a name yet, and I'm hoping to get started with that hopefully by next week. The purpose of this vlog is to tell you about and walk you through my experience as I plan and manage my own home renovation. I am a mom and a homeowner in Toronto, in Canada. I am a mom to 2 young girls, and I'm the creator of Barn Cat Renovations, which is a company and really a resource for homeowners who want to renovate their own homes, okay? And they want to do it affordably. So I have different programs that are really helpful for homeowners to completely transform and take control of their home renovations, just like an interior designer would, for a fraction of the cost. So that's really cool, and that's what I do. And now I have the opportunity to renovate my own home. I've done it once before, and now I've finally decided to do it again. My husband and I have officially given the green light on the project just this weekend. And the difference this time being that I'm not only going to just plan the renovation, but I'm going to manage the construction too. I'm going to be my own project manager for the construction phase. So I'm really excited because I've never done that before, but I am a project manager by trade. So I feel like this is totally within my wheelhouse, and I'm going to make it happen. And I'm going to record the whole thing. So I'm going to do a weekly video. It's going to be short. It's going to be on here. It's going to be like this. It's going to be casual. Don't specifically have a format, except for I'm going to talk about these 5 things. Okay, so every Monday, I'm going to film a video in the morning, and then I'm going to post it up on here. And then I will share with you a status update, basically. I'm going to tell you about what I said I would do last week. I'm going to review what I actually did, because sometimes those don't match. I'm going to tell you how it all went. I'm going to share the lessons that I learned from that experience, and then I'm going to discuss what I plan to complete this week from Monday to Friday. So this is week 1, so I really don't have a ton of updates, but I should give you a little bit of background on the project and where I'm at. This is not really the beginning of it for me. We've been discussing this renovation for a couple of years now, and so it's been sort of in the works and percolating in my mind, and I've been working on the layout. And I say that because it's difficult because I didn't really know how much budget we were going to want to spend. And so it's without a specific budget in mind, you don't know how much you're working to. And so, the project could bubble or it could be small. It's really difficult. So, and the issue with this is that our whole house really needs an update. It was built about 45 years ago, so structurally it's fine, but there are structural changes I want to make. I want to definitely update the kitchen. It's all original with those honey oak cabinets that are now orange and falling apart. So, you start with the kitchen, but then I really want to take down some walls and make it open concept. And if we're doing that, I might want to move the kitchen. And if we're doing that, I want to move the powder room. And if I'm doing that, I need to move the stairs. You can see how this project kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we didn't have a budget defined. And so I've just been playing with layouts, not with any specific goal in mind, but just to experiment and see. I use a program called SketchUp, which is amazing. It's so addictive. It's really fun. I love it. I teach it to other homeowners, and it's got a free version. So it's really fun. So I've just been building different layouts in here for 2 years, experimenting. And I really think I'm close to a perfect layout, but up until this weekend, we didn't have a firm go-ahead. We had not agreed to actually go forward with the project. But we discussed it for the umpteenth time, and we agreed on a budget, and we're gonna go forward finally. So this is episode 1, and by next week, I will share with you a little bit more about what I have in the process. I will share the layout that I have and sort of where things are at. My goal with this project is, as I said, to completely plan the renovation part of it. Doing all the planning means going through the process of doing the project management side. So figuring out the budget, the scope, the timeline, and then actually doing the full design set, which is all of the layouts, which is partially done, but definitely needs a lot of confirmation before we're ready to move forward. Figuring out the structural plan, the HVAC, the electrical, the plumbing. We're going to pick all the finishes and then finally do all the coordination with trades and start to schedule it in. And that's where the other part of it, the actual managing construction, is going to kick off. And I'm going to be working with different teams in order to make this all a reality for a specific budget. And it's a tight budget, I'll tell you that. And so the goal of this is to demonstrate that you can definitely renovate your house affordably if you don't have a ton of money, and get your dream home, because we all deserve that. And I'm really excited to share this process with you. So what else can I tell you? So yes, up until this weekend, I was just playing with layouts and had a sort of a super rough budget coming in at like what we ended up deciding for our budget. My initial budget was coming in at like 150% of that. So quite considerable. So I'm going to have to figure out where to cut and how to make this go, but we'll talk about more about that later. And I think the timing is right. I think one of the reasons that it's taken us so long to get to this point is because we really wanted to make sure it was the right timing. We've got 2 little kids, and little kids at home it makes it difficult to renovate for a bunch of reasons. I mean, just the fact that you don't want them ruining your new house. My 3-year-old has some epic tantrums and always threatens to break something in the house. The other day she threw a speaker on the floor. Fortunately, it still works, but she is not immune to having crazy tantrums. And I did not want to build a nice new house and have nice things that she's going to ruin. She actually threatened to pee on the floor the other week. Not cool, even though she's fully potty trained. It was just a power struggle. Anyway, the other thing is that in September they will both be full-time in school, which is really good. And then, a part of the renovation too is that we're going to have to move out of here for, a few months. Not sure how long that's going to take. And so we wanted to make sure that they would be old enough that they could handle that they could sleep somewhere else for another time and sort of be okay with moving around without too much disruption. Sometimes little kids who aren't used to that, who are used to a very strict routine and the same thing every single night, sometimes they don't cope well. But we're hoping that with both kids in school full time, that they will just be knackered by the end of the day and sleep through the night, and we will get through this hard time. So that is why we've waited so long, and we're just excited that it's actually going to be a go. So it is officially go time. I'm going to be following my barn cap blueprint, which is the process that I outline inside of my program, which is called Renovation Planning Academy. And it's such a solid process for giving homeowners the really specific actions to take. It has worksheets and videos that outline exactly step by step which actions to take in order to plan your renovation like a total boss. And really like an interior designer, it gives you all the skills that are involved in that process. So it's great. You come out with the skills, the process, and the knowledge in order to make really all the decisions that you need to make really easily and with a lot of confidence, because it gives you all the information you need, but just the right information at the right time. And then you follow the process, and by the end of it, you've just got a complete renovation plan ready to kick off with a contractor. So that's what the current program does. And then once I finish this whole process, then I will be able to make a new program based around the project management of the construction side. So that's what I'm really excited about too. I'm doing it first myself. I'm going to live it. I'm going to document all of my findings, and then I'm going to share it with you and create a program so that you can follow in my footsteps. So I'm really excited. Okay, so this week, this is what I'm going to do. Today is Monday. It is January 15th, and I'm kicking off this project. I don't have a lot of time this week to dedicate to this, so I'm not going to set crazy goals for myself, but 2 things I am going to do. First thing, I have a meeting with a window supplier on Wednesday, which I'm really excited about. This is a window supplier I've been researching for a long time. They've got some great technology. And one of the key features of this renovation that I need it in my life, is this really big 12-foot window wall opening that I want to completely open up into my backyard. It's a deck back there, but anyway, my back patio. And so I need to spend a lot of time researching, finding the right supplier for this particular feature, because I want it to be done right. And, obviously it's going to be very expensive, so I need to do a lot of research. And I like this company a lot, but I'm not sure that they're right yet. So I'm going to meet with them. The one thing I do know about this company is that they have a lead time of 6 months right now. So if we were to order our windows even in, March or April or something like that, then, we're looking at the fall before we could be ready to, the fall or winter before we're ready to start construction. So, lead time is a really important thing to consider. And so I have to try and get a few of these decisions going a little bit quicker, so that we can figure out, hopefully we can renovate this year at the end of this year. That's kind of my very rough goal. And on that note, the second thing I'm going to do this week is create a timeline. I'm a project manager. I do timelines all the time, but this one is going to be it's not going to be super detailed yet. It's just going to be an overarching timeline of where we are today, what I'm going to hope to accomplish each week in the planning. It's going to be really broad in the planning phase. And then I'm really going to map out where I think the construction is going to take place and when I'm going to need each of the trades, and just to get an overall look of where that is starting to fall so that I can plan for these lead times and just identify the time of year that we're going to be doing this so that we can start looking at things like accommodation and storage and when we're going to need to start moving out. And ideally, I don't want to do it in the winter because it could be kind of miserable, but the kids will be in school. So there's just a lot to think about. And in order to get that piece of the ball rolling, I'm just going to do a timeline. I was up in the middle of the night thinking about the schedule. So I just need to get it on paper so that I can go back to sleeping at night because, this is what I'm excited about. This is what gets me excited is timelines. Super geeky. Anyway, that's what I have to share with you. Thank you for watching episode 1. I'm going to come back at you next week on Monday with episode 2 and tell you about my progress. If you have any name ideas, I would love to hear them. You can reach me anytime at Karen, Karen, yep, that's my name, at barncatreno.com. Karen at barncatreno.com. I will put it below this video along with links to my programs in case you're interested in renovating your own home, that was it, home or house at the same time as me, and you want to follow along and do the program at the same time because I will be following the steps inside Renovation Planning Academy, and it would be so much fun if you came along with the journey. Thank you so much. See you next week.